Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I'm Mike Drodas, Bible teacher and preacher, and you've tuned into my YouTube channel, Solving the Prophetic Puzzle. The Apostle John wrote the book of Revelation. Jesus gave John his revelation, and John was told to write it down. John was sent to the island of Patmos. He was exiled there. He was exiled there to ultimately just die there. That was the plan. While he was there, John had a vision of Jesus. In Revelation 1:9, we read, I, John, both your brother and companion in the tribulations and kingdom and patience of Jesus Christ, was on the island of Patmos. While he was there, in verse 10, it says, John was in the Spirit, and he had a vision of Jesus. When he saw Jesus, Jesus told him in Revelation 1:19, he gave him his mission and mandate. He said, write these things which you have seen, and the things which are, and the things which will take place after this. John was told to write these things down that Jesus was going to show him in this revelation and send this to 7 churches in Asia Minor. Some dispensationalists say that these churches also represent the 7 stages of church history that culminates in the churches of Philadelphia and Laodicea. These were actual churches in Asia Minor. These were actual people, believers of Christ, involved in churches in 7 different cities. Maybe that's true, that they also represent the dispensations of the church age, culminating in the Philadelphia church and Laodicea. But I also believe that we have representation of all 7 churches in the body of Christ right now. The church of Ephesus was the loveless church. The church of Smyrna was the persecuted church. We see many churches experiencing persecution in various lands and countries. Pergamos, the compromising church. Thyatira, the corrupt church. Sardis, the dead church. Philadelphia, the faithful church. And Laodicean, the lukewarm church. Now, out of all these churches, and if we can assume that these churches still exist today in different regions and different places and different groups of believers, now out of all these churches, there was one church that he promised to keep them from the hour of trial. And that was the church of Philadelphia. In Revelation chapter 3:10, he's talking to them and he says, because you have kept my command to persevere, I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the earth. There is an hour of trial. There is a time of trial. There is an hour of trial that will come upon the whole world to test them. Now, what does that word test mean? Test, in the Greek, it is pyradzo. Strong's number 3985. Test means empirical, to explore, to test, try, assay, examine, prove, attempt, tempt. The word describes the testings of the believer's loyalty, strength, opinions, disposition, conditions, faith, patience, or character. What could be the test that's going to come upon the whole world? Could it be the mark of the beast? Revelation chapter 13. Verses 16. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor. All means all. And he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or on their foreheads. And that no one may buy or sell except one who has the mark of the image of the beast or the number of his name. There is coming a time in the near future when the man of sin, the Antichrist and the false prophet will introduce a mark. We have not seen the mark yet. The mark of the beast is not here yet. The mark of the beast will be a mark on the hand or on the forehead. But more than that, I believe that it will genetically corrupt the individual's DNA, causing him no longer to be what God created him to be. We see this in Genesis chapter 6, when Satan corrupted the whole world with fallen angels. This mark of the beast will be forced, or people will be tested. People will have to either accept it or reject it. If they reject it, they can't function in society. They can't buy or sell. They can't go anywhere. They can't go to the hospitals. They can't do anything. And yet, if they accept the mark of the beast, Revelation chapter 14 verse 9 says, "Then a third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if anyone worships the beast and his image and receives his mark on his forehead or his hand, he himself shall also drink of the wine of the wrath of God, which is poured out full strength into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the body of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb." Anyone who accepts the mark of the beast, there is no recourse. There is no turning it around. And someone say, well, that doesn't seem fair. God seems that he always forgives people of everything. At this point in time, when somebody accepts the mark of the beast, they have totally rejected God, and they have been genetically corrupted, spiritually destroyed. They're no longer what God created them to be. Therefore, they have no place in heaven. And the world will be tested, it says. Yet, the Church of Philadelphia will be exempt from that testing. I believe we are seeing events moving towards this. We don't have the Antichrist on the scene yet. We don't have the false prophet. We have the technology, of course, to institute a mark or a chip or an implant upon every person in the entire world. But we're not there yet. It seems that Revelation 13, when the image of the beast is placed into the temple and the false prophet institutes the mark of the beast, we're somewhere in the midpoint of the tribulation period at that time. While the world will have to go through this extreme test with eternal consequences, we're assured in Revelation chapter 3 that those who persevere, those who hang on, the faithful church, those who keep his word, those who do not deny his name, will not go through this test or this trial that will come upon the whole world. We, brothers and sisters, will be kept from this hour of trial. Revelation 3:10, "I also will keep you from the hour of trial, which shall come upon the whole world to test those who dwell on the earth." How are we going to be kept from this hour of trial? I believe the rapture will do exactly that. We will be kept from this hour of trial because before the institution of the mark of the beast, before the Antichrist goes into the temple and establishes an image and causes everyone to worship this image and receive this mark, we, the faithful, those who persevere, those who keep his word, those who do not deny his name, we will be raptured. We will be kept from this trial. Another reason why we have the rapture is simply this, so that we will be kept from the test and pressure of accepting the mark of the beast. We are living in exciting times. Keep looking up. Jesus Christ is coming back very, very soon. God bless you. Thanks for watching. If you haven't liked or subscribed yet, please do. Until next time, I'll see you back here next week as we continue to talk about the end times and the rapture. God bless you.